I think Buffalo Bill might have done better at DEI than most of corporate America. That is not to say that it was perfect, it doesn't need improvement, but I was still surprised. Let me break it down. I'm Dr. Anna Kolschmidt. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, and I research the unwritten rules of work for the working class and neurodivergence, as well as intersections of race and gender. I've been in Denver because last week I had the Society of Industrial Organizational Psychology conference, and I've never been here before, so I stuck around with my partner, and he's European, so he wanted to see some traditional American stuff and wanted to go to the Buffalo Bill Museum. And I was like, oh my God, do you realize how many colonization comments I'm going to make throughout this museum? He was like, yes, probably. So I was surprised to find that it appears the museum was done in combination with the Lakota tribe. They start with a video explaining that Buffalo Bill made friends with indigenous people after the wars, of course, and that his show popped up during a time that the Native Americans, like their children, were being sent to schools to keep them away from the language and the culture, to try to force them to assimilate into more European, white American cultural norms, well, what was becoming what is American norm. And so his show allowed them to have an outlet where they could still show their customs, like some of their dances were being banned at that time. However, the show still showed a lot of Native stereotypes, such as that the natives were always attacking the other white performers who needed to be saved. Even with this, he still apparently paid everyone the same. Same pay for the same jobs. And this was one of the few places that the Lakota tribe could supposedly work for decent money as their land was being stolen. And apparently even Annie Oakley was paid the same and the other women for doing the same job as a sharpshooter. Now she had to wear a corset and do it in a teeny tiny waist and still apply to gender norms, which still applies today, right? But she still got paid the same. And apparently I had no idea that Buffalo Bill's father was unalived for speaking against slavery in the U.S. right before the Civil War, and that made a huge impact on him and his prioritization for equity. Now, clearly, stereotypes are harmful, tropes are harmful. I just found it interesting because now I feel like we have both in a lot of workplace DEI efforts of you're still not paid the same, and it can be a lot of stereotypical or performative stuff. So it gave me a lot to think about and was a very interesting stop out here in the West.